Let's talk about progressive overload, building strength, and building muscle in the gym. Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm a strength, nutrition, and lifestyle coach for women online. I'm here to talk to you about how we can measure progressive overload while we're working out. Progressive overload essentially just means that when we are in the gym, we are following a plan, and through that plan, we are challenging ourselves each and every week more and more in order to elicit muscle growth through that stimulation. How do we know if we're challenging ourselves enough in order to elicit that stimulation, but that we're not burning ourselves out or pushing ourselves to the point that could cause injury? We have a method at JL Fitness and Lifestyle, just like any good coach does, called the RPE scale. What RPE stands for is rate of perceived exertion. This is a scale that clients can use objectively and kind of refer to after each set that they perform. RPE scale is basically on a scale of 1 to 10. After every set, you rate yourself on that scale according to how hard that movement felt. You can also know how hard that movement is by videoing yourself and assessing how hard it looks. Sometimes it might feel really hard, but then you watch yourself back and you're like, oh, that looked kind of easy. I think I could do more. And you'd actually be surprised at how much more you could actually push yourself and get to know your body in the gym. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you. Now, if I were to rate something a 5 out of 10, that's probably some kind of warm-up. It could look something like this. I'm able to move this very easy. I'm able to go pretty fast with this. And if my coach is prescribing a set of 10 to 12 reps, I'm going to be able to do those 10 to 12 reps really easy and end feeling like I have a lot of reps left in the tank. But if we want to be pushing ourselves enough that we're going to see progressive overload and actually elicit that challenge, we want to be closer to a 7 to a 9. And that range is safe enough for most people to aim for without hurting themselves and without burning themselves out in the gym. So now I have a heavier weight. You're going to see this is going to look a lot harder. So I'm moving slower, my face is making faces, and now in order to get to 10 reps, I really have to push through. But it's not so hard that I'm quite at failure. But the more advanced lifter you become, the more you're going to be able to push towards failure more confidently in order to get that strength and build that muscle. So that set right there, I'm going to say was definitely closer to an 8 or a 9, which is more ideal when it comes to wanting to build that strength and building that muscle. That is what your sets should look like. It takes time to understand this. It takes time to get to know your body and how that feels for you. This is an example of how we can see the RPE scale applies to the movements and what those movements look like on the RPE scale. I hope this helps. Follow me for more.